And there we go. Let's see. We're live. All right, we are live. Welcome to another Wide Awoke Wednesday podcast. We are so excited to be here. We thank you for tuning in live with us. And for those that are watching the playback, we appreciate you as well. I am one of your hosts, Queen Essence.
And I am the other Tiffany Marie.
And we are honored to be able to present to you all who is Ardimus as our poetic guest today. And I love his name because you know how we do over here, we go deep. So we definitely want to know who is Ardimus, the man behind the poetry. And if you would, Tiffany, start us off with the first question.
All right, I sure will. So, Artemis, tell us, how did you get started doing poetry?
So with poetry, I got started by actually for a girl, trying to express myself, trying to find a way in, and this is long ago. This is like eighth grade year. I was just experimenting with words, nothing too crazy. I always been a writer, but a friend of mine was like, "Man, you should, just jot something down for her." I was like, "You know what? You think she'd like it?" He was like, "Yeah, just jot something down." And I was like, "All right, yeah,
So
you
your
know,
humble beginning started from love.
yeah.
You was trying to woo the ladies.
Yeah. Yeah. He never heard it though, so
She never heard it.
no,
She never heard it.
Wait a
yeah,
minute. You
yeah.
wrote it and you didn't share it with her?
No. She may hear it now later years, but no, she ain't never heard it. And just
Did
one of
she know
those.
it's about her?
Probably not. Probably not. Real crafty with it. But like when I was finna give it to her, we just got off on a different conversation. I was just like, you know what? No, we ain't gonna do that. We just push that to the side.
Oh, okay. So it was your humble beginning. However, you didn't completely execute the plan.
No, ma'am. And I gave it to my teacher, and they was like, "You got something here." You know what I'm saying? My partner was like, "Jot something down. Give it to the
Okay.
girl." I was like, "I seen the girl, didn't give it to her." Took it to
Okay.
school one day. They was like, "Hey, why don't you? You got a poetry thing?" I was like, "I got a poem." I was like, "That's good." And then boom,
Got it. So
yeah,
your friend actually was the catalyst. It wasn't really the girl. It was really
yeah,
your friend
yeah,
who inspired you to put your feelings on paper and it opened the floodgates.
yeah. Shout out
That's
Jerome.
beautiful. Shout out Jerome. We love a good friend, don't we?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So did you continue on with love poems after that? Like where did your creative juices flow after that?
It was nothing but love poems. Nothing, because I thought it was
Mm,
gonna be only talk about love and only talk about like your experiences in it and stuff like that. So I early on in my career I started doing like a whole bunch of like with if I was with you, if I wasn't with you, they was all pretty love poems, poem-esque.
nice. Okay. All right. So
All
are you
right.
still in the love poem arena now?
Uh and now I mean, yes and no. I'm more so versatile now. Now it's more so I've made a lane, carved it out. Now I can pave out what it is that I need to do. You know, uh, it's not a bad lane to stick with. You know what I'm saying? Love is
Mm-hmm.
awesome. Love is great,
Mm.
but everybody don't want to hear about that all the time. You know,
That's true. Not everybody is a lovebird. So
When you are creating and writing, what inspires you most? Like, what do you write about most?
life experiences. I really try to dive deep into concepts and different ways that I can speak on different subject matters and really get people to think or invoke thought to just a small concept, but something that may just be big.
Okay.
You know, I don't know if I explained that right, but
So
yeah,
basically, thought provoking poetry.
yeah. Solely because I just feel like when we spit, the job of a poet is to represent history in a way.
Mm,
Uh, we are the real reporters of what's going on in this specific time. You feel what I'm
mm,
saying? So
Like
real
that.
historians of time. You know what I'm saying? So a
mm,
poem isn't just a bunch of letters or just a group of words. It's really encapsulating the whole time of what's going on. You got poems about Mike Brown. You got poems about uh I can't I'm what her name's Macy. It's losing me. But anyway, these are just ways that you can just embody just time itself. You know what I'm saying? So a poem is
mm-hmm.
just like a time capsule in a way.
Yes.
Yeah.
I I agree with that because when you look back on famous poets, some of their most famous or world-renowned pieces were capturing parts of history, like what was happening at the time and their from their point of view, from their lens, and from their heart, they were articulating what was taking place. Have I never really thought about it in that way for us now, right? So that's a very great point that you highlighted that for us.
Yeah. It's I mean, because it's really one of those things like it's bigger than you, and once you understand it, then it takes your level of writing to I'm not just writing for the block anymore. I'm writing
Mhm.
for the world now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it just kind of tweak instead of writing for in the love case, instead of writing specifically for my wife and using her like just
Mm.
her um
As your muse.
yeah,
Hmm.
and now I can write a better love poem that can relate to all women.
Hmm.
You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
So, would you say that that's your purpose or your mission or your assignment? Do you correlate or relate the two, or is it something separate?
Something separate, something
Okay.
separate. I believe my mission is to help people, just
Hmm.
any shape, form, fashion I can.
Hmm.
So outside of poetry, I do motivational speaking. You know,
Okay.
and I'm real big on being the energy that you need. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Um, I'm for the people. I
Hmm.
can't even say it. You know what I'm saying? I can't even. I don't know how to break that down even clearer.
So, what type of impact or impression do you want to leave? Like, what's your legacy? Like, in your I'm gonna say decades and decades from now, right?
Yeah.
What would you want people when they speak of you or remember you as Ardimus the poet or Ardimus the motivational speaker? What legacy would you like to have left behind?
So I asked a question. What a few words you would like to see on your tombstone before you go? You know what I'm saying? Uh,
Mm,
and it kind of helped. So that's funny that you say that. Honest, funny, true, for the people, and passionate. If
mm,
those are just the words that I could just leave behind, just more so on the tip of a legacy, more so. I don't have any children, so it's more so for me like I don't want to leave such a great shadow to where they feel like they have to fulfill, and because that may be daunting on them. But on the same tip, I want to leave behind like I was just a genuine person.
mm.
Nothing more, nothing less. Just pretty simple. You know what I'm saying? Nothing because I feel like people get lost in the sauce when you try to do too much. If you try to be too good and try to fake it, now you're not giving yourself the real time to really feel your emotions. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
now you fake happy. Or on the flip of that, you could be super angry and now you ain't even allowing yourself to get or receive the blessing that you're supposed to receive because a lot of people have this mantra of saying that it's too good to be true. And so now in saying that, you believe that that good thing can't be yours or can't be obtained. And I just feel like you went through a lot of bad days too. Why not you? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's where my energy come from. You know what
Right.
I'm
You
saying?
earned it at this
Yeah.
point. So
Yeah,
receive what you earned for everything you just went
yeah,
through. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
yeah.
feel that. I feel that.
Eric, sorry to cut. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Eric Thomas said, pain. You gonna cry from your pain, and you should get a reward from it. You already
Absolutely.
cried. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let there be some happy tears. You
Yeah.
already
Yeah.
experienced them
Okay.
on the other side. Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree. I agree.
Okay.
Tiffany, just one more thing and then I'll turn it over to you. Okay.
Mhm.
When you saying about your legacy and the impact you want to leave, it made me think about The Alchemist. Have you read The Alchemist?
Briefly, not too.
Okay.
Like, I read the back cover, and then a friend of mine gave me like 2 pages. I was like, I need to sit down with it. Yeah.
Okay. So in one part of The Alchemist, he spoke about how everybody has an impact on the world. And after we're gone, um, well, the idea was that we don't even know the impact that we have. However, it's usually after we're gone, meaning away from whatever the situation or circumstance is, or we're gone, meaning we transcended, that our name or our impact is known as it relates to us, right? So it made me think about, I related that to what you shared in terms of just wanting to be a genuinely good person, right? And sow seeds of positivity and affect people in a positive way. That's so far stretching, right? Than we can even imagine, because that's multiplied and magnified in each individual person. And then they spread it, and then they spread it, and then they spread it. So that's a beautiful legacy to want to
Yeah.
leave
Yeah.
behind. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, Tiffany, it's all you.
uh, so, based on where you're from, since we're from St. Louis, how has the St. Louis poetry scene impacted your growth as a poet? Like, how did it shape you?
Uh, uh, the poetry scene. Heard the well. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's
Okay.
good. It's good. It's really been one of those things where you really got to put in the work, and you really reap what you sow.
Okay.
Oh, it looked like he froze on us.
It did.
Okay, well, let's just give him a minute. It might be his signal.
Being from St. Louis, the poetry scene is different. it's
It's
definitely
different.
it's definitely different. You definitely have to put the work in. Like, this is not something. It's not a place where they're gonna welcome you with open arms. It's one of
Mm.
those places where you really have to show them that this is what you're good at.
Uh, what do you mean by that? Like, that you have to
So,
show that
like,
you're.
when I first got started with poetry in St. Louis, I basically wanted to just join the scene. I wanted to go to all the shows. I wanted to see like what I could do to get on the shows, be featured, whatever have you. And I remember not um be able to perform. We don't know you. We don't know what kind of, if you're really this poet that you say you are. You just woke up one day and wanted to be a poet. At that time when I first started, that's how the scene was. Like, that's how it
You mean
was.
open mics?
Oh,
Open mics was different.
Or, okay, you talking about to be a feature?
Yeah, to be a feature
mm,
or to even just be like on the. Sometimes some of the featured shows have parts where you can do like open mic and stuff. So, like, it's hard. It was really hard. Like, I really had to work hard, like put the work in order to be a part of the scene. At the time when it
Mm.
first started, it wasn't a scene that would just
All
okay.
encompassing.
Yeah, you had to really work. You had to work to put.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Welcome back. Who is Ardimus?
Mm-mm.
He is frozen again. He is not back.
He over here playing games.
It's that internet. You know what I mean? You know how
Okay.
that force be. Be positive motion, and here come that reactionary force.
Oh man.
All right, well, it was something that we could do on our end, but it seems like it is a signal issue on his end.
We're gonna have to move him around to a different part of his house.
Maybe. Well, he looked like he logged out, so hopefully he'll be logging back in. So what should we talk about in between time so people are not, it's not just dry
Um,
air.
oh, I have no idea. They definitely should go and check out the Post Poetry magazine.
Absolutely.
Definitely,
Absolutely.
definitely go check that out. Go read about us.
Mm-hmm.
Go read about what we have going on. Check out the different poets that's featured. Everyone has their own style. Everyone has their own message that they're putting out there. So definitely go give that a read. We do have
Mm-hmm.
merch. We have
Yes,
merch
go
on our
check out the
website.
merch. Yes.
Go get
Post
y'all
poetry.
a Wide Awoke hat. I don't know.
Yes, yes, yes.
A
Get you a
little mug.
t-shirt, you
You
know what
know.
I mean? A mug or something. And while you're there, also pick up the post poetry magazine merch as well. We have
Yes.
merch for our
Make sure you
magazine as
guys do
well.
that.
And subscribe on our social media outlets. We are on IG, we are on
Hmm.
Facebook and YouTube as
Yes.
Post Poetry Magazine. So check us out.
Definitely do that. It's really doing some big things. It's definitely different being able to be a part of something that's big like that and everyone's not in the same place. I'm so used to
Right,
only working
right,
with people in my own hometown to the
right.
point where if it feels good to know other people or just be able to communicate and network with other people. Networking is so hard for me. I'm a terrible networker.
Oh,
Like, it really is, because I can do this poetry stuff, but I'm not a people person where I'm gonna walk up and be like, hey, so let me tell you about this business I got. Like, I'm a very shy person. So after I get done performing, I'm one of those people that like to just leave. All right, y'all,
really?
have my time.
Really? You don't
I'll
stay?
I'll
You
stick
don't-
around for like 20, 30 minutes, but after that, because these shows be so long. After that, I
Right.
just be like, okay, y'all, I'm going home. I appreciate everybody. I love everybody. Like, I really wish I could just stay in network. I never have the patience to. I'm working
Mm,
on that right now, like working
mm.
on, because I miss a lot of opportunities like that. I miss
Yeah.
a lot of things like that when I don't stay and when I don't like network how I'm supposed to properly. I don't ever come with business cards. I don't ever come with stuff you can scan. They got so much different
Mm,
stuff you can do nowadays.
right.
I don't know anything. I'm so lost in the sauce.
Right. I normally stay because I want to hear the other poets. So I stay to hear everybody else, and I don't like assert myself and be in everybody's face.
Hmm.
However, I do observe so I can see who's who. I see who everybody is going to. Everybody always goes to the feature. You always show love to the feature. However, I also pay attention to who goes to the other artists. You know what I mean? And then based on if their art resonates with me, then I'll follow them
Hmm.
on social media and then plug into what they're doing. And it's interesting because a lot of artists have different things going on. Like they have different events, they
Hmm.
host, they travel. Some of them have their own open mics as well.
For sure.
Some of them have creative workshops. So like you said, it is important to kind of like stick around for a while,
Yeah, I'm
network.
working on it. I'm
I mean, it's
definitely
a
working on it.
process. It's a
It
process.
is, and then just being here in St. Louis, it's just dangerous. Oh, I be wanting to get out of there so quick everywhere. I be wanting to
Mm,
go do what I need to do, what I've been paid to do, and then go back home. Like that's my mission every day. Just
mm,
because of the danger of walking out of your door and the possibility being extremely high that you're not gonna make it back home. I'm making my business to go to and back real
I
quick.
mean,
I
I
don't want to
understand
see
that.
you know through this.
The thought comes to mind that this is Wide Awoke Wednesday, right? Wide Awoke,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
the thought comes to mind of like expanding our thoughts. When I think of Wide Awoke, I think about like expanding our thoughts to become more aware of more
Mm-hmm.
elevated in our thoughts. And I think that operating from a base of like, I'm protected, I'm being guided, I'm being supported, I'm loved, like that,
Mm-hmm.
it alleviates any fear or, over concern about what could happen, on the lower vibrational side.
Right.
Excuse me. And instead shift that energy to what could happen on the higher vibrational side, right? This could be the night
Yeah.
I meet somebody that, begins is the beginning of a very beneficial relationship for both of us, right? This could be
Mm-hmm.
the night that this is a catalyst to change the trajectory of my whole, poetic career. You know what I mean? So yeah, just, a little shift in the thought process,
Yeah.
because it's dangerous
Definitely.
everywhere, Tiffany.
It
Everywhere
is.
it is dangerous.
I'd be afraid.
Everywhere.
I'm such a scary cat.
Girl,
But I
don't be
definitely
afraid.
but I definitely I'm going to really take that into consideration because I definitely that's on my mind all the time when I'm in these venues
Mhm.
and I'm at these performances. It's like, okay, make it home safely. And so I'm gonna definitely
Right.
start just changing the thought process and just sticking around. I do miss out on a lot. It's kind of crazy because going to these shows now, going to the award shows that we're having, going to just all this different stuff, I don't know half of these poets. I've never seen them. I've never seen their face a day in my life. And when people bring their names up, I say, who is that? And I think that's bad, because it's like we're in the same city. A lot of us have been on the same shows together multiple times, and I still do not know who these folks are. It just means that I'm not spending enough time getting to know, people on the scene as well. So I'm definitely working on some things here.
hmm Yeah, I
My
do think
tea
it's
is
important to know. I do think it's important to know other artists. Like it's so funny because when I started out here, I I went to several events for months, and I just like, observed, and I listened, and I championed, supported the poets doing their thing. And then it wasn't until like it was like 3 months when I did that for 3 months. And then on third month, I started performing. I started signing up for the open mics. So even though they didn't know me when I started hitting the stage, I was already familiar with several of them, because not only did I go and listen to them live, I followed them on social media, and I've been following like their work and familiar with some of their most prominent pieces, because some poets have key pieces that they perform, when they
hmm
are at events or open mic. So I did that. So when I would approach them, because some of them I would like go dap them up and great set, whatever, whatever. And I was new to them, but they wasn't new to me. You know
right.
what I mean? So I was interacting with them like I knew them already. We cool. Like in my head, we cool,
hmm
because then we all out here shining our light, sharing our art with the world. So it was funny because the responses that I would get back didn't always match what I was putting out. But then I had to
Okay.
like realize they looking at me like, yo, who are you? Like,
Yeah.
where did you even come from? Like, where did you even come from? Because now you at all the open mics. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now you spitting a poem every time I see you, and you all friendly with me like I know you and I don't know you. So
I
I say
definitely
just be
understand.
free. I
I'm
just say be
working on it.
free.
I'm really trying to change these things about myself because it's a lot of great talent out here. It's a lot of people I want to work with. I'm just not talkative enough. I don't,
Mm-hmm.
stick around long enough. So I'm definitely working on it. It's definitely going to get worked on.
Well, they got this new thing with this new age. Jump in the inbox. Get in the
Uh-uh.
inbox.
I'm so
And
bad for
present.
that. I barely even respond to the inboxes I have now.
Oh my goodness, Tiffany.
I'm so it because it's so much. It be so Facebook has so much going on. Instagram's different. Now if I get in, their DMs on Instagram, that's a little different because I don't really do much on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram. But since Facebook is like
Mm-hmm.
my main social media that I use all the time, my inbox be going
Mm-hmm.
crazy all day long and I don't even respond. I don't even open it. I have I respond to
There could
you,
be
the
opportunities.
of
There
course,
could be
but
opportunities in your inbox right now.
I'll check them. I won't open
Tiffany.
them.
Tiffany.
Most of them don't be
Tiffany.
opportunity.
But how do you know if you ain't even open it up? How you know?
You're right. I don't know, but I try to, read outside the lines of the. I try. It's a work in progress. It is a work in progress.
Understood.
Um,
Understood.
this why people need assistance for other people to do stuff like read your inboxes for you and let you know, especially when you got a
Oh,
lot of
okay.
stuff going on. I got a lot of
Oh,
stuff that I
okay.
do. I have a lot of
Oh,
stuff that I
okay.
do. I have a lot. So if I have a lot of
Mm-hmm.
stuff that I do, having a second person to be like your
I
assistant,
understand. Listen, I'm
that
about
would
to
be.
say, if you at the level where you need a personal assistant, I encourage you to go ahead and get one.
I don't know
Go
if I'm
ahead
at
and
the
get one.
level. I don't know if I'm
You
there.
just said you got a lot going on and you
I
busy. Like,
do. I have so much going on, but it's just me having to find balance. Like I feel like I could do it all if I find the
mm-hmm.
balance.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to really
Mm-hmm.
find that balance between like my personal life and
Mm-hmm.
my poetry life. Let's just say that. I have
Right.
to find the balance between the two because I literally am struggling trying to figure that out. But I will figure that out.
Understood. Yes.
But
I mean, and then
on
too, you go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, no, are you? No, no, go ahead.
I just was going to say, like, on another note, since I guess he wasn't able to come back
Get a signal back.
on and get his
Mm-hmm.
signal back going, I just wanted to mention a couple things on his behalf. He do
Yes, ma'am.
have
Absolutely.
he do have the Pin Up or Shut Up, which is poetry battling. We all He gets a whole bunch of poets from St. Louis and sometimes others from other states together, and we will go border to border, state to state, and sometimes they'll come to St. Louis and we will battle them. So we will pick our top three or whichever three we have going, and they'll come down with their three, or we'll go to where they are with their people, and it's like slam poetry. You go three
Mm-hmm.
rounds. Your 3 rounds can't exceed 3 minutes and like 10 seconds of a grace period. Um, you get judged on it, and at the end of the night is who's better. Is it going to be St. Louis or wherever we are at that time battling? So he do have that going on. That's actually really big. Um, he's been doing big things with that, with his Pen Up or Shut Up. He's been taking it out of town, so that's really great. I actually enjoyed it. I went to Chicago for the first time, and I did the
Mm-hmm.
Pen Up or Shut Up battle, and I did bring back the W for St. Louis in the Pen Up or Shut Up battle. But
Yay!
it was
Congratulations.
like, it was definitely an experience. It really was. It was different. I've never done poetry battling, so it was just different to be a part of. But I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he also has a book out called Flowers Bloom When Ready. The book do have poetry inside of it. You're definitely able to go ahead and reach out to him. He do have a Facebook, Ardimus Caldwell, and you can also follow him on his other social medias under Who is Ardimus. That's Instagram, and I want to say probably TikTok. I'm really bad because I only follow him on Instagram and Facebook, but I did want to go ahead and shine that light on the great things that he have going on with his Pin Up or Shut Up poetry battling and his book with Flowers Bloom When Ready.
Absolutely. And does he have merch as well?
I believe the only merch he may have is his Who is Artemis shirts and Flowers
Right.
Bloom
That's what I'm
When
talking about.
Ready,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
with the book as well. So he do
Mm-hmm.
have some merch. So whenever he's out and he's doing his events and performing and things, he do always keep merch on him. And I believe as well you can buy his merch on his website that he has posted on his social media site on his Facebook. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Great, 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 great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, although we didn't get to complete the full episode with the talented Who is Artemis, we did enjoy the time that we did have him here today. Be sure to check out all his social media pages as my co host Tiffany Marie did lay out. Make sure you support him, get his book. Will you give the title of his book again?
Yes, it's Flowers Bloom When Ready.
Yes,
Yeah.
flowers bloom when ready. So we're not sure exactly where to locate it, but definitely check on Amazon or check on his social media outlets. particularly
Yes.
Facebook, because from what I noticed, he's more active on Facebook than he is on IG. So would you give his Facebook name one more time before we close out?
Yes. His Facebook name is Ardimus Caldwell. And in parentheses, it's going to say who is Ardimus.
Yes. All right. Well, we are wrapping up our second segment of A Wide Awoke Wednesday. We thank you
What?
so much for tuning in with us. Thank you all for listening to the playback. Be sure to leave any comments or questions for our guest today. And we look forward to seeing you all on the 28th. 28th, right?
Okay.
On the
This is Sarah
28th.
Gara.
On the 28th. All right.
See y'all.
Peace.